Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to cover everything you need to know about how to form an LLC for your Shopify store. If you're interested in learning why you might need an LLC, what are some of the more intricate rules of LLCs for e-commerce stores, and the exact process you can use to set up your LLC, then stick around to the end of the video. So here's an overview of the 5 steps you need to form your Shopify LLC. Now, if you don't want to do this yourself and you want to use a company to do this for you, you can use a company like Northwest Registered Agent. Fast forward to this timestamp if you want to see the full tutorial of how to set up your LLC with their service. We recommend this service to all our friends because it's super affordable, it takes away all the headache, and it gives you more time to spend in your business. Okay, so let's get started with what is an LLC. An LLC is a limited liability company. A limited liability company is a business structure that protects its owners from being held responsible for liabilities and debts on the business's behalf. This is a business entity that blends the benefits of a corporation with the benefits of a sole proprietorship or a partnership. Now, why do Shopify stores need an LLC? Forming an LLC for your business creates a separate legal entity from yourself. This will help you distinguish your personal assets from your business's assets. This will provide liability protection in the unfortunate case that you were ever sued. And it also builds credibility in the eyes of the customer. So let's get right into it. Step number 1 is to choose a state. Now, here are some of the best states to choose for your Shopify LLC. So we recommend that you use your home state to avoid double taxation. It gets a little bit complicated when filing in another state. You can also file in a state like Delaware. Delaware has some really business-friendly tax laws that investors prefer. And if you're actually looking for investment, some investors won't even work with companies that aren't Delaware Corps. So look into that for your specific situation. Another state is Wyoming. Wyoming has lower state taxes and they provide more privacy to the owners of the LLC. 2 other tax-friendly states are Nevada and Texas. Now that you've chosen your state, you're going to need to choose a name for your LLC. Now you must follow the naming guidelines in your state. Most of them say that you need to include limited liability company or the abbreviations LLC or L.L.C. You cannot have a name that conflicts with a government organization like the FBI, CIA, Treasury, or State Department. You want to make sure that your desired name is available in your state, so if you go to the Secretary of State website, you can do a name search there. You also want to make sure that your name has an available URL, so when you go to create your website, you don't have any problems there. Step number 3 is to file an articles of organization. Now, in some states, this might be called something different, but usually it has articles in it. And the fee is going to vary from state to state, anywhere from $20 to a couple $100. Your LLC won't truly be created until you file this articles of organization. It's a very important part of the process. So make sure that you check your specific state's Secretary of State website for any further information on this. Step number 4 is to obtain an EIN number. This is also known as a federal tax identification number. Think of it as a social security number for your business. This allows the IRS to identify and keep track of your business's tax status. And to do this, you're required to open a business bank account and to hire employees. The IRS actually provides this EIN number free of charge after you form your LLC. And to do this, you can apply online or by mail. Let's talk about LLC taxation for Shopify stores. LLCs are typically subject to pass-through taxation. Pass-through taxation is just basically when the business owner pays the taxable income of the business for the calendar year. In addition, you're going to pay a 15.3% self-employment tax, which leads us to step number 4, which is elect your LLC as an S-Corp to save money on taxes. To do this, the business is going to pay the owner a reasonable salary that is taxed on instead. This saves the business on paying that 15.3% self-employment tax on the money that is not going to the salary. We'll do a little example here in a second. We recommend this if your company is making between $40,000 to $50,000 in net profit a year or more. To do this, you'll file Form 2553. So let's get into this example here. Let's say that your company has $100,000 of net profit for the year. You're going to pay yourself a reasonable salary of $50,000. That $50,000 salary will be subject to federal tax, state tax, and the 15.3% self-employment tax. But the remaining $50,000 from the profit that didn't go to your salary is going to count as a distribution. This money will not be subject to a 15.3% self-employment tax like your salary was. So let's do the math here. $50,000 times 15.3% is over $7,600 saved in taxes. Just a disclaimer here, this is not tax advice. You really need to consult an attorney and a tax professional that will help you with your specific situation. When do you need to collect sales tax for your LLC? You must collect and pay sales tax if your LLC has a sales tax nexus in your state. You also must pay taxes if you sell taxable products or services in that state as well. Sales tax nexus is a business's responsibility to pay sales tax on the revenue earned. Product or service taxability is going to vary state to state. You must still register for a sales tax permit for your Shopify store. There's a little bit more here to talk about with your Shopify tax collection. Shopify will not automatically remit or file taxes for you. This is very important to understand. Now, they do offer a service called Shopify Tax that you can sign up for. It's at an additional cost to you, but this will automate everything and make it more seamless for you and your accountant. Like we said, talk to your accountant to make sure this is right for your situation. You really want to make sure you're compliant and you're not missing anything here. The last thing that we wanted to talk about here in terms of reporting requirements before we get into the Northwest tutorial is the new BOI report. We have a whole video that we will link here, so make sure that you watch that because it's a very important document. Just briefly, let's go over it. Entities are now going to be required to provide information about the beneficial owners. Here's some deadlines that you can refer to, and you want to make sure that you submit this document on time. I'm going to show you how to do it in Northwest. They have a button that you can just click and they will file it for you. So let's get right into that tutorial. So go ahead and click on that link down below in the description to get our special pricing, and we'll walk through it here together. Once you've clicked on our special link down below, it'll bring you to this page, and you can see for $39 you can have your LLC started today. So let's click Get Started. It'll bring you to this page where you get to choose which entity you want to create. For us, we're going to do LLC. Now go ahead and choose your state. I'm in California, so I'll choose California. Next are your company filing options. So just note that this is a fee that you will have to pay whether you go through Northwest or not. This is a fee that the state of California or whatever state you're filing in is going to require that you pay. For the standard processing fee, it's $90 for a 10-day processing. You can expedite that if you like, up to 6 days for $165. We're just going to keep the standard for now. If you look down here on the bottom, this is that beneficial ownership information or that BOI report that we just talked about. For only $9, Northwest is going to file this for you. It's a super good deal. I would just do it. After you finish that, let's click Continue. Now you're going to name your LLC. So I'll name mine here, and then you can send a copy of lawsuits and legal notices to your attorney. Let's click No for now. Go ahead and put in your business purpose. Okay, once you've entered your business purpose, it'll bring you down here to the bottom where you'll select a physical and mailing address for your business. Now with this package, Northwest offers a free year of registered agent service that we recommend you take advantage of. So go ahead and click our registered agent for both of those options. Once you're finished, go ahead and click Continue. Next is the company management type. So you can either be a member managed LLC or a manager managed LLC. For most of the people watching this video, you're going to be a member managed LLC because it's just you. If you're hiring somebody to manage it for you, then you can choose manager managed. I'm going to go ahead and insert my name here because I am the only member. And then you're going to want to make sure that you click our registered agent address here as well. And then because you're using their 1-year free service of their registered agent address, you want to make sure that you select that as your address. Once you're finished with that, go ahead and click Continue. I'm going to go ahead and put in my contact information here. And then once you're finished, go ahead and click Continue. Next, you're going to have to set up an account. So go ahead and put your email information in here and then generate password. Once you're finished with that, press Continue. Next is business identity. This is a 90-day free trial that Northwest offers. It will include a domain name registration for 1 year, a website hosted by Northwest but owned by you, a business email address, and a business phone number. We'll just leave it clicked for now. It's free 90 days. You can try it at no cost. And then let's click Continue. Here are some optional items that Northwest provides. So we talked about obtaining an EIN number. That's this tax ID number. You can go ahead and click that. So if you have a social security number, if you're a US citizen, it'll be $50. They will file Form 2553 for you, which will elect your LLC as an S Corp like we talked about earlier. They have a mail forwarding service and a trademark service if that interests you as well. Once you're finished here, you can just click Continue. Now it'll ask you to put in your payment information. Go ahead and put in your payment information, and when you're finished, you can select Done. Before we click Done, you can look at the order summary over here, and you can see that the basic package was only $39. Then we paid $90 for California to process our application. Like I said, we would have paid this whether we went through Northwest or not. And then we also paid $9 for that BOI report for a total of $139. Really affordable. Like we said, we highly recommend this to all our friends to use a service like Northwest. We'll leave that link down below in the description. So that's everything you need to know about setting up an LLC for your Shopify store. We will leave a link to all the resources we talked about today in the description down below. This channel is dedicated to providing business owners and entrepreneurs like yourself with free content. So if you enjoyed this content and got some value from it, please leave a like and subscribe down below to see more free content and tutorials like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching. We are rooting for you, and we will see you in the next one.